actually wanted to talk about the state of Yu-Gi-Oh! Through the eyes of Japan and what's been happening with their community circuit. Make sure you guys smash the living crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more us content. So this is going to be a very informational segment video for you guys, kind of explaining what's happening right now in the circuit of Japan here, because there have been a lot of very interesting things that have been happening with the community. Let me preface this a little bit here. Yu-Gi-Oh! In Japan, for a lot of the tournaments, is very community driven. It's been very community driven for years. What that means is, while stores do run events and there are official tournaments, the community has been the ones to run a lot of these events. A lot of the tournament data you see, it's all very localized metas in Japan. And we recently saw, Next Play stepping down. Now, Next Play taking an exit back. We'll talk more about that here and the implication that's going to have here. But we got to establish, Japan is they've been a community for years that have ran their events. And I have so much history with looking at OCG data and, seeing these, store ran events and some of the names, the Tetsu Championship being one of the earliest ones that existed from way back in the day. So a little bit of interesting data for you here from the Road to the King article. So the actor of Zorro recently participated in a tournament and got top 8. Now, this is actually insane because they are the One Piece actor, but this was for the Hatti Championship. Now, the Hatti Championship is actually a really, really cool thing here. We'll talk more about that here. So this tournament that the actor participated in is part of a massive card game convention called the Hatti Expo 2025, where numerous card game tournaments were held in the same hall over the weekend. This article takes into basically the ecosystem of Japan and so forth. So what you are seeing here is the Hatti Expo. They jam-packed in all of these different events. The Hatti Expo is a massive card game convention featuring 11 different card games. 15 tournaments ran all over. So Duel Masters was a 3v3, had 1,200 participants. Chaos Goddess had 406. Cross Stars had 378. Union Arena had 222 participants. Pokemon had 339 participants. Cardfight Vanguard's Pompoko Cup had 165. And Flesh and Blood's Mini Scramble had 26. Now, day 2, One Piece had 1830, which, by the way, that outpaced Duel Masters. Cross Stars had 339. OCG had 192, and the Retro Expo 2011 had 192. Shadowverse had 117, Disney Lorcana had 47, Duel Masters had 24, and the Pokemon Last Minute Edition had 61. So let's talk about a couple things here. So the exact number of participants is not known, but based on Swiss standings, it could be deduced anywhere between 109 to 116 teams. The player cap was reached, and there were additional 89 teams on the waiting list. Potential demand goes up. That's insane. And the player cap was reached, displaying certain info, just to make sure here. It was observed that the One Piece card game is the most popular with 1,830 participants, 1,830, followed by Duel Masters. However, this is the only in terms of tournament interest and does not fully reflect on the popularity of respective card games. In terms of product sales, TCG is the undisputable first, and there are several stores in Akihabara that specialized in only Pokemon TCG. This shows the Pokemon TCG is significantly larger. OCG Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournaments had a demand that exceeded the player cap. If the players were on the waiting list were included, that would come up to a total of 714 players. That would put the Yu-Gi-Oh! OCG around 3rd or 4th place in terms of this. So let's talk about the Hatti Championship here. What in the world is this? It may come as a surprise, but a massive card game convention. Hatti is the brainchild of one person. All right, the Hatti Championship had its humble beginnings as a community tournament back in 2014, with a lack of official Yu-Gi-Oh! OCG tournaments to satisfy the competitive community. Hatti stepped up, seeking out sponsors and event halls to run his own Hatti Championship. Now, this championship will grow to expand the collaboration with other stores and tournament organizers to form a year-long tournament circuit, all right, consisting of the championship series and others with the community stores, which is absolutely amazing. So the championship is for competitive players, and on the opposite end, there is the offline meeting for the casual players. Off are events with pair players with random opponents. There's no prizing for performing well. Off meant to be a gathering for players to come together and enjoy Yu-Gi-Oh! Without the cutthroat competition, which is really, really cool. AA Off was a larger offline meeting. The 7th AA Off saw 700 participants, and the 8th AA Off grew 800 participants. That's crazy. And they would also frequently share their deck list under the AA hashtag, showcasing their deck building, creativity, innovation, and sharing the joy of casual Yu-Gi-Oh! Unlike the YCS, where the competitive players are pooled in the same tournament, the separation of championship and offs creates an environment that aligns with the expectations of the respective community and casual players. Now, this is where things start to change. So many other card games in Japan are community driven, powered by the player's passion for the game. It is common for players to come and go, but when a community figure leaves the game, it creates a huge vacuum. After the launch of the One Piece card game, the frequency of the Yu-Gi-Oh! OCG Hatti Championship was reduced to annually as they shifted to the One Piece. This loss of a major tournament organizer saw a decline in the OCG competitive scene. Also, Shino and Ken from Next Play are renowned for producing high-quality competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! Content for their YouTube channel, Next Play. However, Shino became busy with his work as the main game designer for the One Piece card game content on the next, so content began to dwindle, and eventually Shino and Ken would continue hosting the weekly Next Play tournaments until the end of 2025, with the final Next Play Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournament on December 31st. So that was actually pretty huge of a loss. So the lack of several tournament results and several OCG players switching focus to other card games, notably Hayama Shinsuke, the world champion for 2016, and Sujimura Ryosuke, the 2017 world champion, have also shifted to the One Piece card game. So conclusion: Japan, the land of card games, there is a very huge variety of card games and players to choose from to support for the official tournaments. As of recent years, a talent drain from the Yu-Gi-Oh! OCG in Japan has left a vast void in the competitive scene. Without a proper tournament circuit, competitive players will seek out other card games and play Yu-Gi-Oh! OCG in a lower frequency, coming back only for major tournaments such as the Japan Championship. In contrast, the Yu-Gi-Oh! OCG casual scene in Japan is prospering. Offline meetings are hitting higher participation counts. YCSJ frequently hits the player cap, and players had to ballot for entry tickets. All right. There's a lot to take in here. So first of all, the loss of to talent to One Piece, that's fine. All right. There was always going to be bound to be a shift in the market and the shift around. And this sort of information about learning about the ecosystem is very interesting. You know, we're not saying that, you know, Yu-Gi-Oh! OCG competitive is dead. No. We're saying a lot of the key players that were making Japan what it was, the expansion, the change, you know, we're seeing the shifting of the old guard, and you might see new people enter into the scene here and take up the helm. But starting 2026 here, we don't have Next Play to look forward to on Wednesdays. The Hatti Championship results are dwindling. Casual Yu-Gi-Oh! Is booming. Who would have guessed that? Honestly, but we're experiencing a disconnect now. We're experiencing slightly less competitive play until, you know, we see, you know, this boom happen again, which is very interesting for the transitional periods for the game. And I think that this is very interesting just to look at the data as to what's happening here and seeing, the actual impact of One Piece actually making a foothold here within the competitive gaming space. It's all very, very interesting stuff. So what do you guys think about this? Please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. And I will see your beautiful faces back here later in the day, guys. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.